What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video this week, reviewing Week 10 on DraftKings NFL. And looking ahead here as we get into Week 11. Overall, probably one of the weakest weeks of NFL football I have seen in a long time. Just low scoring, cash game lines were extremely low. Chalk that we thought was out there did not hit. Really just an odd week. Just not a great week. It was pretty much even for me. I didn't do a whole lot, but hey, you're going to have those weeks. Week 1 was a little bit that way. Things just didn't quite go the way we thought they were going to go. But we got a better week here to look forward to. So let's get into last week. So right off the bat, a game that really went off script. It was the game I stacked up the most, which was Ben Roethlisberger to Juju Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown, bringing it back with Jack Doyle. I can only say that I feel like the Steelers played down to their competition. Ben Roethlisberger expected to have 20, only had 18.9. Juju was a part of that. He was supposed to have 10.7. He ended up getting 20.7, caught a nice touchdown. He was a bright spot. Antonio Brown, we were looking for 22 points there. Only got a 7.7, and Jack Doyle at 13.1, only getting his 2.9. They stopped going to him. Big Ben, I think playing as much as I did here on tournaments isn't the end of the world, but certainly there's a lot of signs to point to this being just a bad decision, a bad play. Ben Roethlisberger on the road, the splits are real. He's just not good on the road, and he's excellent at home, even against the Colts. I mentioned in the video, I was a little apprehensive, but I thought, hey, this Colts matchup is excellent. Didn't come to fruition. And Antonio Brown just didn't seem like he could get anything going. Jack Doyle, very disappointed with the volume he'd been seeing across many weeks and many opponents. Just could not get involved in this game either. So kind of a bust of a game there. Kind of hurt quite a bit. The tight end side, things turned around. We played flowchart life here, so we had Garrett Selleck first. Extremely cheap, coming in for Beathard. Looking for 7.6 points there, and he ends up getting 16.9, caught a really nice touchdown pass, looked great. Eric Ebron, same case, 7.2 expected, 11.9, he also caught a touchdown. Doesn't take a lot when these guys don't cost that much, and they're going against the Giants, they're going against Cleveland. It just doesn't matter. The tight end's going to catch a touchdown. I don't like Eric Ebron as a player, but I had to put him in here because he had the flow chart, right? He's playing against one of those two teams. He's a tight end. We're playing him, and he catches a touchdown. It's just things come to fruition sometimes. Now, on the cheap wide receiver front, again, Adam Humphries, 9.4 is what we were expecting. Only got 3.7. Here's a guy that was like 3,500, pretty cheap on DraftKings. I thought Ryan Fitzpatrick played terrible. Tampa Bay just didn't have it. Game did not go as expected at all. And we just missed out there. I thought he was some clear value that we had to open up some other things at running back, which even the running back position didn't go too well unless he played Mark Ingram. So overall, that was a bust. And again, maybe a little bit of a thin play, but trying to open up some salary, do some different things. I thought he was in a good position. Still think it was a decent process. Trying to decide between him or Chris Godwin. The mistake I made there is Humphries is a slot player. Probably his usage wasn't going to go up that much when Mike Evans being suspended, or a guy like Godwin's coming in, replacing Evans, opposite Deshaun Jackson, and his usage is who did go up. He met value at that, a similar $3K price point. And Cooper Kupp hit right on the number, 10.7 points. Still, again, the Rams offense, I like having a part of this Rams offense. I thought Cooper Kupp was in a good spot there, and just everyone around him did good. Robert Woods, Watkins, everybody was getting a piece of the action. He did okay, but certainly a little bit disappointing given the amount of points they put up. So let's get into this week and what we're looking at. And my favorite game stack for this week is going a little bit off the rails on someone we're not really used to clicking, and that's going Alex Smith to Travis Kelce, bringing it back with Sterling Shepard. So here's a 45-point Vegas total with a 13.5-point spread. Kansas City expected to just truck the Giants. The Giants' defense special team has looked horrid the last few weeks. Just has not been good. They're giving up on the coach. A lot of reports coming out that way. I don't know how true that is, but they look bad. Janoris Jenkins has been suspended. He's maybe coming back, but again, here's a flowchart team, right? The Giants, they give up points to the tight end. In fact, they give up 21.68 DK points per game to the tight end position. So obviously, again, it's like I said last week, gave up another touchdown. We live to play the tight end against the Giants. And in this case, I want to stack Alex Smith with that. Try to get some leverage there in a game I think they could just run up the score on. But Kelsey's a staple of the offense's volume. Look, I mean, just regardless of who he's playing, he's getting 5, 10, 9 targets, 4 touchdowns in a row. Actually, that game is repeated twice in my data here, so 3 touchdowns in a row. So 9, 10, 5 targets still, but he's getting targets, he's getting usage, and now he gets a great matchup. So it's just puzzle pieces fit, you got to put it together. I think the Giants should be throwing a lot in this game as they're going to be down, and thus they have very limited target options. All of their receivers got hurt, including Sterling Shepard, who's only been back for a couple weeks. But since he's returned from injury, he's had 9 and 13 targets. Him and Evan Ingram are like the only 2 targets they have. Either one's probably good. This could be a unique situation where you could stack the game like Alex Smith, Travis Kelce, bring it back with another tight end in Ingram. Here I'm going to bring it back with Sterling Shepard. I think his upside's there. And again, they're going to be throwing a lot. So just a good spot I want to get into, hoping for some points to be scored and maybe some garbage time there with the Giants. So let's look at some other tight ends to consider. And since we've already got Kelce, I'm only going to focus on one, and that's Mercedes Lewis. And here we go again. We've got a 37-point Vegas total with a 7.5-point spread. Not a huge scoring game by any means, but he's playing the Browns, and that's all it takes, right? If they're playing the Browns, if they're playing the Giants. But we're playing them as a tight end, no matter how good they are at football. Eric Ebron taught us that last week with another touchdown given up to him. Lewis is getting some targets as it is. Right, you got 5, 6, 3 the last few weeks. You got a touchdown in that week with 3 targets. Nothing spectacular, nothing like we saw with Kelce. But again, he's super cheap. Like he's 2,800. Matchup is just too good to pass up. So we're gonna play him. He only needs 8.4 points to reach value. If he catches a touchdown, he's pretty much already there. If not, I think he can still get there. And I'm just really going to be allocating all my tight end spots pretty much to Kelce and or Lewis. Maybe some Ingram. Like I said, you could definitely make this a 2 tight end week with your flex, given that we've got the 2 defenses on the slate that just give up bleed points to the tight end and put them in good positions. So let's look for some cheap or value wide receivers for, again, another tight week. And here I'm looking at Bruce Ellington for Houston. This is a 38.5-point Vegas total with a 1-point spread. We get the Tom Savage v. Blaine Gabbert Bowl. Ugh, yeah, it's just not sexy. Not a game a lot of people are going to be wanting to click on either, though. So that gives us some implied value on ownership. Will Fuller is out, so Ellington gets the start here. The coach I think said today he needs to get the ball more, and now he gets whoever the secondary corner is for Arizona, which is a bonus, right? We've been targeting that when it was Justin Bethel. He's been since benched. Again, they got DeAndre Hopkins, who's going to be locked down by Patrick Peterson. We're going to plug in who we think is going to be that secondary receiver. Now, he's played some in the slot, but I do believe he's going to be on the outside, given the situation with Will Fuller, and he gets this bonus in this matchup. He's getting some good volume, even as Savage has started. So, again, he had 3, 4 targets, then Savage got in here. He's got 8 targets the last 2 games. Got a touchdown this last week. Maybe has a little bit of rapport there, and now he gets a good matchup. So I think at his $3,100 price or $3K, can't remember exactly where he's at, minimum salary, it's just a good spot with a good opportunity, right? It's going to open up salary to jam in some more expensive running backs, maybe jam in the more expensive tight ends who have really good spots too. But here's a guy who's going to get some volume at a cheap price and a good matchup. Now, on the flip side, looking at Jarvis Landry. Now, here's a guy who's a little more expensive, not like a minimum guy, but I don't think he's priced up for the volume that he's getting. So this is a 40-point Vegas total with a 0-point spread pick'em game, right? So could go either way. But the Tampa Bay defense is giving up over 40 DK points per game to the wide receiver positions. One of their worst attributes, right? They're giving up a lot of points to that position. We've targeted them before with success, and now here comes Jarvis Landry. Landry gets targets, just lots of them. I mean, look at his year: 10, 7, 12, 11, 14, 10, 7, 11, 15. I mean, there's not a lot of people getting those targets. And he's got 5 touchdowns. But in there, the problem people have with him is his efficiency, right? They throw him to him a lot, but he's not always catching it. Cutler's not the most accurate right now. And his yards, he doesn't get targeted very far down the field, which is understandable as a concern. But the volume he's getting, he has yet to have just a huge breakout, like 2-3 touchdown game or 150 yards or something like that. This guy is quick. He's a talent. He can break it open. And I feel like with the volume he's getting and the matchup that he has, this is an opportunity for him to really shine and break out. So I think that makes it a good time to strike and get him in the lineup here and hoping for one of those big games that we think he can have. So that's it. Hopefully everyone has good luck in Week 11. I'm hoping for a more entertaining and better week than Week 10. Hopefully some of this chalk hits, some of these plays work a little bit better. We're here to grind in advance. Thank you again for watching. You can follow me anytime on Twitter @mplanet. Like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube, and we'll see everybody back here next week talking about Week 12. See you guys.